Good afternoon. Please be seated. I am E.K. Park, Dean of Graduate Studies and Vice Provost for Research. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the California State University and the California State University Chico faculty and staff, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 18th Annual Commencement Ceremony for Master's Graduates. Today, we celebrate the important accomplishments of each master's candidate. We have gathered here in Lexan Auditorium from small towns and big cities and countries from around the world. And for loved ones who could not be here with us today, our celebration is being broadcast around the world via live streaming on the internet. Our students have researched, experimented, and written about innovative ideas, unique and original concepts, novel philosophies, and created cutting-edge technologies en route to their master's degree. These master's candidates have all been challenged to think critically, to question, to examine, to put a new spin on old theories, to explore and dissect formulas, to mine their imaginations, and to probe the unknowns that have stood for generations. Today, we celebrate the intellectual accomplishments, the unimpeachable passion, and the ability to endure that has resulted in each of these remarkable students being here today. I am very proud of their educational achievements, their research accomplishments, and the contributions to their field of study. Additionally, I would like to thank their faculty for guiding and mentoring them during their challenging time. Joining me in this celebration today are the members of the platform party seated behind me. Please hold your applause until I have introduced everyone. On my left are President of Chico State University, Paul Zing. Interim Dean, Julie Indevik, College of Business. Interim Dean, Maggie Payne, College of Communication and Education. Dean Mike Ward, College of Engineering, Computer Science, and Construction Management. In the second row on my right, President of the Chico State Alumni Association, Michelle Power. Vice President for Business and Finance, Lori Hoffman. Vice President for University Advancement, Richard Ellison. Vice President for Student Affairs, Drew Calandrella. In the first row, Associate Dean Sharon Barrios, Office of Graduate Studies. Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, Arno Ressens. This year's honorary Grand Marshal, Susan Avanzino. And in the second row on my left are this afternoon's student speaker, Jasmine Linaberry. Chair of the Staff Council, Michelle Bergland Smith. Chair of the Academic Senate, Russ Mills. Hilda Hernandez, graduate coordinator and professor in the School of Education, and the presenter of this afternoon's master's graduate. And now I would like to ask the faculty members who are seated behind me to stand so that we can all recognize the dedicated world-class professors who take great pride in the accomplishments of today's graduates. Faculty, thank you for doing all that you do for our students. Again, thank you for all that you do for our students and for being here this afternoon. Because of you, our students here received a world-class education and opportunities at Chico State. First, we have a few important housekeeping matters. Graduates, please remain seated for the duration of the ceremony, except for going to the stage with your college. Please keep in mind that other members of the audience wish to see the stage while their graduates are being hooded. Also, Grad Images is providing professional photo services, and graduates will be able to purchase their photos. As always in Lexan Auditorium, please turn off your cell phones. Now, I would like to introduce my Associate Dean, Sharon Barrios.
Thank you, Dean Park. Each year, it is the privilege of the Graduate Studies Office to select an honorary marshal for the master's commencement to carry the university mace and lead the procession. Dating back to ancient Egypt, the mace symbolizes the university's academic authority. There is no one more fitting to lead us this year than our colleague, Dr. Susan Avezino, an outstanding professor and graduate coordinator for the Communication Studies program at CSU Chico. She has several degrees, including a PhD in communications from the University of Southern California, and began her dedicated service to this university in 1995. At the campus level, she has served on important committees like the Academic Senate, the University Executive and Management Evaluation and Development Committee, and the Academic Assessment Committee. At the college and department level, she is currently serving as the college assessment coordinator, as a graduate council representative, and she has or is serving as the Communication Studies Undergraduates Awards Committee Chair, Summer Orientation Advisor, judge for the Rookie Tournament, the College Curriculum Committee, numerous search committees, and much, much more. In fact, her exemplary service was recognized by the university when she was awarded the 2009-2010 Outstanding Faculty Award, Service Award. Dr. Avezino was recognized in this way not only for her university and department service, but also, and perhaps most importantly, for her service in support of her students. This point is perhaps best made in the words of one of her recent graduate students. Dr. Susan Avezino's feedback and mentorship are invaluable. As graduate coordinator, she is the most enthusiastic advocate of the program. She consistently goes above and beyond to make sure that students feel informed, valued, and supported. This sentiment is clearly warranted. Dr. Avezino has served on dozens of comprehensive exam committees, thesis committees, and directed graduate independent studies. She has taught multiple graduate seminars, and she has supported the scholarly research of both undergraduates and graduate students, including encouraging them to present their work at competitions and state and national conferences. And she has also co-authored papers with graduate students, which have resulted in publications. It really is no wonder that her students also say this of her. Dr. Avezino is an outstanding educator and mentor. Her work ethic, generosity, and good sense of humor are unparalleled. She is truly a standard bearer for professionalism and compassion. It is for all of these reasons that we recognize her as the honorary marshal for this master's commencement. Dr. Avezino, please stand and let us recognize you. Dr. Avicina will now introduce our student speaker.
Well, thank you very much, Associate Dean Barrios and Dean Park. It's a little awkward to be singled out on a night that's all about you all out there, but the best part about being honorary marshal is I think that I get to be the representative of all the faculty on this stage. And it's the faculty that have contributed to the graduate students and getting you to this point of success. And if being honorary marshal means that I get to be a very humble representative of all the faculty behind me who are basically rock stars, then I accept that willingly, and I hope that you'll all help me in showing our appreciation for all of the faculty for what they've done for all of the graduate students. So if I get to be the representative for the faculty, and that's a great honor for me, Jasmine Linneberry is going to be the representative for all of you as the student speaker, and I think you'll be very pleased with her selection. Being her graduate coordinator for the last 2 years, it's been my pleasure to watch Jasmine benefit and excel in our program and reach achievements that I'm pretty sure she knew she was capable of, but has kept all of us engaged since she's joined us. Academically, she's excelled, and not just in the classroom or on exams, but as a colleague to her fellow students and as a member of our department. She's really demonstrated how you collaborate with others and how people can excel together, not just individually. It was no surprise that her thesis was quite the wowzer, and you can read about it in your brochure, so I won't repeat the information, but she's done wonderful work. And as all of you students know, there's more to being a graduate student than just your seminars and courses. Many of you are teaching assistants or graduate assistants or doing other kinds of work. And as a teaching assistant, I think Jasmine represents you well in this category. Additionally, she was a wonderful teaching assistant, but not just in her own class, but again, was really acknowledged for being there for other TAs and mentoring them. And I think you've all come to appreciate what it means to be part of a cohort, but to welcome the people that come behind you and help them exceed their own expectations. And Jasmine is certainly a model for that, as well as a teaching associate. And then in addition, as you've learned in academia, service is a big part. We are part of a community, and this community only thrives if we all contribute to it, not just doing our own work, but helping others. And Jasmine, again, provides exceptional service in that she has done presentations across campus, not just in our courses, but in other courses. She's participated in the town hall and the great debate. She's been a representative on the on the Council of Graduate Students. And again, it doesn't matter whether you, as graduate students, excelled in your academics, whether you really excelled in your work or applied environments as a teaching associate or a graduate assistant, or perhaps you just became an excellent community member while you've been here for 2 years. I think that you would all agree that Jasmine is a great representation for all of you. So please help me welcome her to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Avanzino, for that kind introduction. Some, like the artists at PhD Comics, have argued that graduate school is a lot like kindergarten. Napping is acceptable. There is constant adult supervision. You get cookies for lunch, and crying for your mother is completely acceptable. Many of us have also likely heard that all we needed to know, we learned in kindergarten. And if that is true, then graduate school is in fact a lot like kindergarten, in the sense that we have learned a lot of valuable life lessons along the way to completing the degrees we are here to receive today. As we prepare for futures across a wide range of sectors, I think you'll be surprised to find that what we've learned in graduate school is more than the content of our courses. While there have been many lessons I've learned personally while in graduate school, I could pass on, including the importance of food as a motivational tool and of keeping a spare shirt in your office. Today, I'd like to speak to you about 3 of the key life lessons I hope will speak to you as you move on to the next stage of your life. First, remember you are capable, and more importantly, you are not alone. Many of us in graduate school likely experience moments of self-doubt. Can I really do this? Why am I here? The term given to this experience in psychology is imposter syndrome. While those who feel capable feel like frauds, that someone will find them out and figure out that maybe they don't belong there. Personally, I've experienced this both prior and during graduate school. This happened through conversations with friends where I shared doubts about our capabilities, as well as moments where I felt completely overwhelmed with a project and asked myself, can I actually do this? While these experiences are common for graduate students, these feelings of self-doubt are also likely to translate to our work experiences and our advanced degree programs. Throughout graduate school, I've observed 2 key ways to overcome these feelings. First, I've learned that having a good social support system is vital. My family and my husband have been invaluable through this process through their encouragement. However, it has been the support of my small but mighty cohort that has been instrumental in letting me know through our conversations and our activities together that I am not alone. Aside from talking with others who are experiencing the same doubts, I found the secret is positive self-talk. Those negative thoughts can overwhelm you and create a downward spiral, and this is something we've talked to our public speaking students about regularly. But turning those negative messages into positive ones can make all the difference. Remember, you can do this. You just completed a master's degree, for crying out loud. You are capable, and you are definitely not alone. As a second lesson from graduate school, remember you are more than just a student. The rest of your life matters too. In graduate school, it was perhaps all too easy to get caught up in the readings, the papers and projects, and the grading, and forget that there was a whole world beyond the building you haunted on campus. Many of us tried, myself included, to get by on perhaps as little sleep as possible, skipped exercising, drank increasing quantities of caffeine, and ate less than healthy snacks purchased from Butte Station to keep up our energy. We may have even told our loved ones and those around us at times that we were too busy to chat or hang out. One of the most important lessons I've learned and continue to learn is to recognize yourself as a whole person, more than just a student or in the future, a worker. 2 of my professors have played an integral role in this. First, my advisor, Dr. Stephanie Hamill, helped illustrate this lesson on a regular basis. I would always come into her office ready to jump straight into work. But she, on the other hand, would always start our meetings by asking me about my life. How was I doing? How were my classes? How was my family? This is perhaps one of the greatest things she could have done for me, as she constantly reminded me that all those other factors play a really important role in shaping my overall health, productivity, and satisfaction. It forced me to take a moment, breathe, and evaluate how I was actually doing. Another professor, Dr. Zach Justice, encouraged students in my program to actually find out what's important to our overall well-being and actually schedule time for it, whether it be having dinner with your significant other or engaging in activities that help you de-stress, like exercising or watching the latest episode of How I Met Your Mother. I imagine this is something that most of us will constantly work on through our lives, but being purposeful in scheduling our time has been a useful tactic that can translate into the work world as we negotiate the boundaries between work and life. A third takeaway from graduate school is to find what you are passionate about and do that. As a graduate student, I always found that tasks were easier, more satisfying, and had better end results when you do something you actually had an interest in and a driving passion to make a difference in that area. I've witnessed this in my public speaking students, who produce better and more engaged presentations on topics they felt strongly about, and as a result saw changes in their own behavior and the behavior of others. I've also seen this in my peers as they've pursued research interests that they are passionate about as well and make others around them engaged. For me, I experienced this through my thesis. I was honored to interview women around the world about their experiences gaining a voice online and under what conditions those experiences led to empowerment outcomes. This was work I was deeply passionate about and inspired by each day as I got to interact with these women. Going into it, I'd hear near horror stories about people hating their theses. However, even when I felt frustrated and overwhelmed, I felt I could never hate this project. I was motivated to work even harder on it as a result of feeling like my work was meaningful. I imagine we all have topics and issues that we're passionate about, and perhaps they were the reasons we went to graduate school in the first place. I encourage you to find ways to live this passion, and to do so in your life going forward in ways that involve even small steps to make a difference in the world around you. My classmate, Tori Schimpf, has always been an advocate for finding where what's required of you and your interests intersect and pursuing that. And I agree with her that this is a productive practice for finding projects you are passionate about. I encourage you to take it a step forward and also consider where your skills, resources, and passion meet with a pressing need. I hope for you that you are able to find this in your workplace, whether it be with a company whose mission you love or in the tasks you are able to do. If that's not the case, you may also find ways to engage with that passion outside of the realm of work, whether it's through volunteering with an organization, running for local office, or even through blogging to raise awareness about a particular issue. But in graduate school, I've also learned that we shouldn't discount sharing your passions in other ways, whether it be sharing your passion for cooking or your sense of humor to brighten others' days, as my classmates Shannon Troxel and Natalie Kellner have always done, respectively. These subtle acts engage your passion and can work to make just as much of a difference, too. So today, I've shared with you 3 life lessons from graduate school. First, remember you are capable. Second, treat yourself like a whole person. Third, find your passion and pursue it. In conclusion, I ask you to take a moment, perhaps today, but perhaps within the next week, and reflect on what your experiences in graduate school have meant for you beyond your diploma. What have you learned? What lessons will you carry with you? And how can you act on those lessons in the days, weeks, and years to come? Congratulations, Master's Class of 2013.
Thank you, Jasmine. Let's see. Next, I will invite Michelle Power, President of Chico State Alumni Association, to address the candidates.
Thank you. Welcome, friends and family, and congratulations, graduates. It is an honor to have the opportunity to share this moment with each of you. Last year, we acknowledged Chico State's 125th anniversary as an occasion to celebrate the university's history and achievements. Tonight, you become part of this legacy. You join a very proud group, the Chico State alumni. I am a second-generation Chico State alum, and it is with great pride that I am serving as the Alumni Association president. I was born and raised in Chico, graduated from this university with a degree in psychology, and started on a career working for several corporate retail organizations. When an opportunity presented itself for my family to move back to this amazing community, we took it. Currently, we own a local coffee house, Bidwell Perk, and feel incredibly fortunate that we found our way back home to Chico. Tonight, as you walk across the stage, and tomorrow as you embark on your journey as a graduate, just as generations have before you, you have the opportunity to carry on the tradition of the Chico experience. Anyone that has had the privilege to be part of this campus and this community understands what this term represents. The Chico experience can be defined as your most trusted spot on campus, your most memorable professor, the coffee shop you spent endless hours studying in, or your favorite hiking trail in Upper Park. In closing, I'd like you all to think about the future of Chico State and of the next generations that will one day be sitting where you are tonight. The Alumni Association bridges the university and Chico State graduates. We continuously strive to keep our alumni and students engaged with activities on campus and in our community. The association works to provide scholarships, creates a forum for advocacy, and finds ways to enhance the beauty of our campus. Back in 1891, the first graduating class paved the way for you, and in turn, you can make a difference. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Thank you, Michelle. Each year, a panel of faculty from across the university identifies an outstanding master's project or thesis representing the very best of master candidates' work. The name of the recipient, as well as the name of the chair of their graduate advisory committee, will appear on a perpetual plaque that is displayed in the Office of Graduate Studies. The award for Outstanding Master's Project 2012-2013 goes to Heidi Ogle from the Department of Geography and Planning. Heidi's project is titled Chico Historical Geographic Information System Interactive Website. She'll be receiving the award this evening at the later commencement. The thesis committee was chaired by Dr. Eugenie Rovey and committee members Dr. Scott Brady and Pamela Figg. Thank you.
President Jing, on behalf of the faculty of Chico State University, I am honored to present the candidates for the master's degree.
Well, thank you, EK, and truly the honor is all ours. So how you doing out there? You ready? You know, as you know, and as your achievements really quite eloquently testify, no one makes it through graduate school entirely on your own. Each of you owes gratitude to someone, people who have been your strongest supporters, giving you encouragement and love, as well as considerable help in so many other ways as you have moved through a new stage in your academic careers and your professional lives. I know they take great pride today in your accomplishments, and your graduation is a true achievement on their part as well. It is most appropriate then that the graduating class joins with all of us this afternoon in expressing the appreciation that we feel for the folks surrounding us, your parents, your grandparents, spouses, children, and significant others who are present today in person or in spirit. So graduates, please acknowledge these folks with a great round of applause. Thank you. And now will the candidates please stand. Candidates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you the master's degree appropriate to the course of study you have pursued, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. So please be seated, and you may begin to come forward as invited by the marshal.
College of Business, hooding will be done by Interim Dean Julie Invick. Annabelle Grimm, Business Administration. Elena Marie Seymour, Business Administration. Ramona Prieto, Business Administration. Diana Lisette Salas, Business Administration. Heital Haresh Mehta, Business Administration. Sujit Shuraday, Business Administration. Piyush Poroshottam Pattar, Business Administration. Depesh Mohan Mukhi, Business Administration. Rakesh Meparambat Manohar, Business Administration. Alan David Bond, Business Administration. Jennifer M. Nelson, Business Administration. Kelly Benham Anthus, Business Administration. Antonio Marquez Robinson, Business Administration. Arya Borkar, Business Administration. S. Y. Choi, Business Administration. Lin Ki Cho, Business Administration. Han Chin, Business Administration. Chao Chu Lee, Business Administration. Yu Tong Lee, Business Administration. Yi Tan, Business Administration. Jawan Wei, Business Administration. Meng Sha Duan, Business Administration. Ayla Renee McAndrew, Business Administration. College of Communication and Education, pudding will be done by Interim Dean Maggie Payne. Robert Rethens, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Robert will be hooded by his father, Arnold Rethens, Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs. Deborah Carey, Kinesiology. Krista Michelle Winkler, Kinesiology. Kayla Jolene Silva, Kinesiology. Christine Danielle Johnson, Kinesiology. Ashley Quinn, Kinesiology. Victoria Marie Lamb, Kinesiology. Mark Giampoli, Kinesiology. Garrett Reek, Kinesiology. Troy Donovan Parks, Kinesiology. Julio Jimenez, Kinesiology. Eric William Wright, Kinesiology. Yvonne Wu, Recreation Administration. William Garby Byrne III, kinesiology. Emily Akimoto, education. Jennifer Wynne Alexander, education. Patricia Christine Davis, education. Gurparveen Kaur Thiara, education. Elizabeth Stevens, education. Janet Johnson, education. Paul Bailey, education. Dana Mezuwu, education. Rachel Hanhart, education. Shelby Jordan Lundberg, education. Janice Delgado, education. Kathleen Elizabeth Bowles, education. Kendra Cheryl Egan, communication sciences and disorders. Mary Catherine Gersinich, communication sciences and disorders. Emily Jean Weir, communication sciences and disorders. Larissa Ann Boyer, communication sciences and disorders. Rochelle Leiding, communication sciences and disorders. Jennifer Langley, communication sciences and disorders. Caitlin Elaine Taggart, communication sciences and disorders. Christina Jamie Dunn, communication sciences and disorders. Laura Riley, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Haley Elizabeth DeGracia, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Michelle Brockett, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Megan Hernandez McQuarrie, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Aubrey Dawn Miles, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Tricia Jean Wood, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Bryn Kathleen Alexander, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Jessica Ray Deal, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Brianne Faye Oliphant, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Courtney Ray Gomes, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Eduardo Moreno, Education. Kaylin Kolesar, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Jennifer White, Communication Sciences and Disorders. Casey Dawn LaRue, Education. May Her, Education. Julie Ann White, Teaching International Languages. Jacob Allen Guyvet, Education. Tiffany Robin Lopez, Education. Sean Michael Lessinger, Education. Morgan Williams, Education. Caitlin Patricia Baumgartner, Education. Ala Ahamdan, Teaching International Languages. Lanya Jelgel, Teaching International Languages. Devin William Tarr, Teaching International Languages. Joseph Fithian, Teaching International Languages. Mark Charles Mayo, Instructional Design for Second Language Education. Olga Leontiak, Teaching International Languages. Lena Dong, Teaching International Languages. Are you next? Okay. Do you want to go next? Jasmine Linneberry, Communication Studies. Shannon Troxel, Communication Studies. Natalie Ann Kellner, Communication Studies. Toriana Shimp, Communication Studies. Pedro Lopez Pantoja, Education. Nicole Robertson, Education. Megan Alicia Bolton, Education. Marilyn Joanne Bertolucci, Education. Christina Ann Sorensen Dunlap, Education. John Allen Christie, Education. Fasia Anwar Bhatti, Education. College of Engineering, Computer Science, and Construction Management. Hooding will be done by Dean Michael Ward. Tong Nguyen Lee, Computer Science. Sandeep Shukla, Computer Science. Rohit Daye Maheshwar Dayal, Computer Science. Gwenkat Aditya Timaraju, Computer Science. Robert John Cermeño, Computer Science. Matthew David Hill, Computer Science. Itao Jia, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Benjamin Huang, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Ming Hao Chen, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Harithej Kambampati, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Sandeep Patil, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Aditya Pradeep Shingore, Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Graduates, you deserve our congratulations again.